CII Partnership Summit 2018, ladies and gentlemen.
Progress, and we bring more pioneers and innovators in contact with the Chief Minister, we will harness the best of global technologies for the benefit of people of Andhra Pradesh. Today, we have speakers from Finland, Ireland, the Netherlands, the US, and a few from India, because the brief from the Chief Minister was very clear that for the next Technologies for Tomorrow session, we must have innovators from India. So we have people from healthcare, energy efficiency, entrepreneurship development, and renewable energy. And without taking much of your time, I would now like to invite the Chief Minister, Mr. Naidu, to give his keynote address, which will be followed by short 5-minute presentations by the innovators that are here to share their views with you. Thank you very much. And I'll
country and place only 5 million of us. And it was really fantastic to hear about all the things that you're doing here. And yeah, that actually reminded me of a very important thing, that there is so much technology out there. And if I look at then like back home, as I said, there's very few of us, but we managed to create things like Linux, MySQL, Nokia, Angry Birds, Supercell. Some fantastic success stories. Our neighbors in the south, in Estonia, know only 1.6 million people, they created Skype. So very few people, and we have created the most unicorns anywhere on the planet per capita. So how is that possible? It's because we have fantastic education. We can't do anything with these technologies if we don't have people that make all of these fantastic solutions happen. So we have always believed that we need to educate not just a few, but everybody to a very, very high level. And I always then get asked, I mean, I have 2 kids, and then I get asked that, but you must have then like really crazy long days at school in Finland. I mean, when you have all these fantastic results, that do you have time for anything else? And I said, no. I mean, actually, the Finnish school system is built around this whole concept of education for happiness. We want our people to have school and a life. So I have 2 kids, 12 and 14, son and a daughter. They go to school 9 or 10 in the morning. They get home early afternoon. And what do they do then? They go out and play. My son goes out and plays soccer. My daughter typically goes out, plays with her friends. Then they get home and they do homework for 15 minutes. Or sometimes it's half an hour. So not a whole lot. And of course the weekends are free. And we achieve the same or better results as our friends in Singapore or Korea, China, and so on. Then I asked my friends in Singapore about their kids. So what does the school day look like? Oh, it starts 6 or 7 in the morning, get home very late in the evening. And then I asked, so you have very long school days, so you have no homework?
Can actually free up electrons. And if we can capture those electrons, we can generate electricity. And I'm going to show you with this little plant that it actually works. Now, I don't know if people in the back can see this, but this will be around all day. So this little LED star is now flashing on this little plant here. So, you know, that works, and it works day and night. And that's good news, because actually now we can use living plants that capture CO2 and that clean the air, and we can use them to produce something that we need, power. Now we've developed several systems that are already on the market. So this is our modular system, as we call it, and we can use it to light an LED, a street light, for example. But we could use it to power sensors as well, that you can use for your Internet of Things. And this is our larger system where we put it on a roof. Now, if you put this type of technology on your roof, the roof gets insulated, it stays less warm inside. You can power LEDs, you could power sensors, and at the same time, you know, it's good for the environment, it's good for your health, it's good for the air quality. Or you can power all types of electrical devices you need for harvesting. And this is what it looks like when you just install it. And let me show you that it's not a bad thing for the plants, because this is what it looks like now. And that's just 1 year later. So this is what we can do. Nature gives us this fantastic stuff that we can use to our favor without actually interfering with nature, but well cooperating with nature. And I'm reaching out to all of you to see if we can make this happen on a larger scale worldwide so that we can all benefit, and maybe we could even start in Andhra Pradesh. Thank you very much.
My name is Nitin Sisodia. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm really glad to be here and really inspired to hear all the thoughts that I have got to hear this morning. I'm the founder and CEO of Sohom Innovation Lab. We are a lab based out of Bangalore. We are a set of engineers, designers, physicians, marketers who are bringing out new technologies and finding unmet clinical needs, and also building some platforms for livelihood. So I'll get to this problem, which I found 5 years back in a child development clinic in All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi. So a parent walked in with their 5-year-old son and said, "Ye bolta nahi hai." He's not able to speak. Now, doctor, after examining, said, "Ye sunta nahi hai, isliye bolta nahi hai." He's not able to hear, that's why he's not able to speak. And it's already too late to do any intervention. Now, that came out as a shock to me, and the parents were also devastated. And when I looked at the problem, this is happening to close to 120,000 babies born every year in India, and 800,000 all over the world. And 90% of them are born in the developing world. Now, why are we not screening these babies on time? Primarily because we don't have the appropriate technologies. Most of the imported technologies won't work in noisy settings. They require expensive disposables, or there will be like too much of expertise required to operate these devices. So what we have done is we have invented a technology which is very unique in nature. This basically works on a brainstem response phenomena, where you give a series of stimuli in the ear and you get the response from the brain, and you can tell whether the baby can hear or not. This is very simple to use by any healthcare worker, can perform in any noisy setting, and basically gives out a result as pass, refer, or redo. This technology is also being enabled by telemedicine. So every result gets verified by a specialist remotely. And we have a unique aftercare cycle also to this. So as you know, that 26 million babies born every year in India, and they are born equally in hospitals as well as at homes. And we have kind of models where we can really address these babies or screen these babies. If the baby is passed, the report will be printed for the family, but if it is a refer, then it will be sent to a nearby ENT or audiologist, and there is always a follow-up through our telemedicine system. So far, we are doing 4,500 plus screening every month, and close to 26 babies being identified for hearing loss, and we are really saving their life from disability, saving their speech loss. Right now, we have 16 centers which are performing this. There are 3 state governments who have taken this up model. And we really urge, like, if Andhra Pradesh government can take an initiative to make it a universal hearing screening program in the state, that will benefit a lot of babies in here. We have been recognized as the top 50 technologies for low resource settings by WHO. We have been in various forums. NESCOM has given us ICT-led Innovation Award. And I'm really grateful to AIMS, IIT, Stanford University, BIREC, Grand Challenges Canada for supporting us and taking us to this stage. With the message for screening for all, Make in India for global health, I would like to thank you all for your attention. Thank you.
Of carbon clean solution. So what we do, we try to decarbonize industry and reduce the CO2 emissions problem, which creating global warming. Like what we are in this market from 9 years and supported by World Economic Forum as one of the technology pioneer, received grant from UK Department of Energy and Climate Change and US Department of Energy. So we are the market leaders in capturing carbon dioxide and industrial use so that you can reduce your carbon footprint from your industry. We are the technology licensor. We hold patents for CO2 to soda ash and CO2 to methanol technology. And this is what we are currently doing for industrial decarbonization and reuse of the carbon dioxide. Basically, capturing carbon dioxide and help in effective conversion can lead to in chemicals and fertilizer industry, food and beverage, even fuels and materials as well. So all enables to effective and low cost CO2 capture from your industries. We are doing some of the global demonstration. Some of the projects are based in Tamil Nadu. One of the project is the world largest project we have currently built last year, which is capturing CO2 and just doing complete decarbonization of industry and producing soda ash. And in fact, that soda ash used for in your cement and glass industry. We have few large scale projects in Europe and some of the projects in US and Canada as well, which are currently executing. So what we do, we capture CO2, we convert into useful chemicals and produce oil out of product. And some of the projects which we are currently in the pipeline is convert into CO2 to methanol and CO2 for the storage purposes. So this is what we have done commercial reality in India last year, in which we have worked with a chemical industry in India, in Tamil Nadu, and try to decarbonize that industry. The whole plant is zero emission plant, which is effectively capturing all its carbon dioxide and convert into a good green chemical called soda ash, which is one of the world first large scale commercial demonstration which we have demonstrated in this area. So yeah, so CCUS is reaching to a commercial scale. We have demonstrated on a profitable and commercial scale in India. CO2 EOR is a good prospect of import and reduce the importing oil production in India. We are doing further research and development need to be done on CO2 to methanol as a fuel, and definitely we are looking for a partnership for demonstrating further CCUS in India and especially Andhra Pradesh in terms of further decarbonize the whole industry spectrum.
For inviting us here. So we at Attenborough design and manufacture smart and energy efficient home appliances. We are a bunch of smart get from IITs and IIM. We got awards and recognition at both domestic and international level for our recent innovation. Talking about the product, you'll be surprised to know that ceiling fan consume more than 20% of a household consumption. And if you don't have a refrigerator or AC, the consumption goes up to like 40% and 30% respectively. So what we've done, we have actually reinvented the ceiling fan and we have changed the motor, and that way we have saved more than 65% of electricity consumption consumed by normal ceiling fan. So if I see the saving calculations and if I see on an average 16 hours per day, you can save up to 2,000 rupees per fan per year. Imagine if a government body has 1,000 fans, the saving can go up to like 1 crore over a span of next like 5 years. That's the kind of impact potential that this technology has. Talking about technology in layman term, what we have done is...
Rob Leslie is my name. I'm going to introduce you to Sidici and the Krypton network. Sidici is building a platform for the identification of organizations, people, devices, software, and sensors. Today, the world's identity systems are completely fragmented. We want to create a technology that any organization can use to turn the identity information that they have into an asset that generates value for them and for their customers. So no longer are you just giving information away for free, that you are now able to receive value for that. We're creating this using a technology known as zero-knowledge proof, which allows privacy-preserving technologies to be built into this whole process so that I can keep my information private, but I can still prove who I am in the process. So some of the technologies that the Chief Minister was talking about this morning fundamentally rely on the identification of the devices and the sensors and all of the different things in the ecosystem that join up. We enable that. The technology that we've created is patented, and ultimately we're creating this ecosystem that allows all of the elements that need to come together to make a functioning identity ecosystem work. So you must have judicial oversight. You must have the ability for police to investigate when they need to investigate. I must have control over who has my information at all times, and I must be able to see who is doing what with my information at any moment in time. So we have created this using public blockchains today to enable this ecosystem. We're currently exploring how to move this into a fully regulated digital currency so that my identity for the first time will become a value that could be tradable when I say it's okay to trade, and bind in all of the different organizations who need to see what's going on at that any moment in time, using smart contracts that will be executed on the blockchain. You have identity providers who have information on one side, and you have relying parties who need verification on the other side. That is your marketplace, and essentially what we are doing is creating the ecosystem that allows information holders to make that information available in certain scenarios to organizations on the other side. And when that value exchange takes place, to make that as smooth and as transparent as possible. So that's Sidici and the Krypton network. It's about enabling, using technology, blockchain technology that exists today to be able to monetize identity information that exists in our world. Thank you.
Opportunity to come here and see the beautiful city of Visakhapatnam. Next time, I'm going to bring my son to show that India can be cleaner than US and Silicon Valley. So throughout history, we have equated energy with consumption of natural resources. And in the last few years, what we have realized is that we can use data as a new source of energy. The good thing about using data as energy is that not only it is the cleanest and cheapest source of energy, it's actually the only resource in the world that is growing. As we all know, in the last 125 years or so, we have tremendously benefited with the advances in electricity infrastructure. But that benefit has come with some inconvenient cost as well. And if we have to progress as humanity for the next 1,000 years and beyond, we must find sources of energy that are not only cheap and reliable, but also sustainable as well. And we must start that journey right now. The good news is that we already have a path to achieving that. I call it the 3 Ds of decarbonization, digitalization, and decentralization. The renewable energy today is already the cheapest form of energy available to mankind. The problem is that the sun doesn't shine in the night and the wind doesn't blow at all times. But by harnessing the data coming from the Internet of Technology sensors that are deployed across this power grid, we are able to today forecast demand and supply patterns at an unprecedented scale and granularity. And then by using artificial intelligence technologies, we can make millions of micro adjustments to any energy consuming, producing, or storing device to ensure that power reaches exactly where it is needed, precisely when it is needed, no matter where it is generated. And we call it the energy internet, 2 of the biggest technologies of our last century, namely energy and internet coming together to transform the future. So we are proud to be playing a small part in this progress. We have about 3,000 megawatts of distributed energy resources across the globe, and we work with small devices such as thermostats and pump sets and water heaters to very large assets such as combined heat and power plants, natural gas plants, and everything in between, like a storage system, electric car. We are able to bring data from all of these assets and optimize them to make an efficient energy system. Today, I'm very proud to announce that we are partnering with the government of Andhra Pradesh to bring our technology for the first time in India in partnership with Andhra Pradesh State Electricity Company. Thank you. With this technology, we expect not only the rates for all the consumers will go down. We are serving both agricultural consumers as well as urban consumers by intelligently optimizing pump sets and air conditioners. But we also expect that the utility will save over 2,000 crores in the next 5 years. Now imagine if we can scale this energy internet technology across the entire nation. In the next 10 years, this technology can contribute over $50 billion to the Indian economy. It will be transformative. It will solve one of the biggest pressing problems that our country faces at this time. So I want to thank Honorable Chief Minister again for taking personal interest in this project. This journey started in January of 2017 when I met Mr. Naidu at the World Economic Forum in Davos. He asked me to bring this technology to India. He asked me to move fast. He challenged me that his government is going to move faster than a startup. And I have no hesitation in saying that his government has moved faster than any other government that I've seen in my career anywhere in the world. I also would like to take this opportunity to thank the government officials, Mr. Sai Prasad, Mr. Ajay Jain, Mr. Nayak, who have personally driven this project and have been extremely responsive. If we have a question, we always get an answer within 24 hours. I've never seen that happen anywhere in the world. So again, I think that the AP population is extremely fortunate to have such dedicated and visionary government officials who care so passionately about the future of the country. I want to thank you again, Honorable Chief Minister, for your visionary leadership, not just for the state of AP, but for the entire country, and even more than that, for the entire world. Thank you.
By entrepreneurship. Thank you very much, panelists, Chief Minister, ladies and gentlemen.
Enabling access to tech institutions, human capital partnerships, incubation hubs, autonomous mobility policies, augmented through single window clearances and other promotions, and a social ecosystem to provide a conducive and innovative environment. This ecosystem shall consist of walk-to-work housing, spill-out spaces, gardens, retail, entertainment, and social facilities built to world-class standards, encouraging a community of innovation. This urban shall continue contributing to the CM's vision by creating vibrant and smart integrated ecosystems as a credible competitor to the Silicon Valley, differentiating itself from other IT destinations. The Integrated Innovation and Technology Park shall be the first in India to standardize corporation infrastructure through technology and catapult Visakhapatnam to the top of the Indian economical ladder. Let's step into tomorrow today.
Thank you very much. I'd also like to invite generate an employment of 18,000 in the IT, ITES innovation sectors through the development of India's first digitally integrated smart urban infrastructure campus to attract the world's leading innovators.
If we delay, your technologies will become outdated and then I have to take over land.
The innovators, sir, as you have told, we will sign the MOUs latest by today evening and we will take it forward. Thank you very much. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Nitin Sisodia, founder, Soham Innovation Lab. Mr. Prateek Bum, co-founder, Carbon Clean Solutions UK.